Level 2, if you guys create agreement on ego, someone talks about I and me, you go, great. Level 1 now is cliche. Now a cliche, you might have heard this word before. Oh, it's so cliche. People say cliche all the time, don't know what it means. Cliche means so common, it's meaningless. So you guys ever seen Andy Warhol's Campbell's soup can? And he puts the Campbell's soup can 1,000,000 times on one wall. And the statement in that art is, this is meaningless. You've seen this can so many times, it's meaningless, but by it being meaningless, it's kind of cool. So cliche, things like, hey, what's up? How are you? You ever meet someone, you're like, hey, what's up, Tracy? Good to meet you. And then it just stops. We're on level 1 together. Now, if you create agreement on level 1, you go to level 2. Facts. Here's facts. Okay, so I'm going to go through the slides here. So first is, hey, what's up? How are you? Where have you been? What have you been up to lately? All those pretty much mean nothing. That's meaningless communication. Level 2, facts. So we've got a couple options here. So this is in your book. I think you can turn some pages here, take some notes. We went to the trouble of making you guys a very nice book to make very nice notes. Yeah, so page... If you go to page, yeah, exactly, 7, you got notes for every single little slide here. So facts, we have personal facts and we have non-personal facts. Non-personal, hey, what was the score of the Jets game? When the playoffs were going on a little while ago, everybody was talking about that. Everybody was connecting. Every business was selling. You put a Jets flag in your window, everybody bought from you. You wore a Jets t-shirt, everybody thought it was cool. Just tribalism. Write this down. Humans are tribal creatures. Some people think we're going to unite the world one day. Some people think there'll be an end to racism, sexism, classism. I don't think so, because humans are tribal. When the going gets tough, the tribes come out. Whatever those tribes and gangs are. Jets versus Oilers. Calgary versus Edmonton. It's like the same city. Come on. People from Alberta are like, no. No, it's not. Regina versus Winnipeg. That's one of my favorite ones. It's like Regina versus Winnipeg. Poland versus the Ukraine, right? Tribalism, guys, is never going away. So what was the score of the game? Number 2. What was the weather forecast? Personal, what did you do today? What have you learned recently? What have you been reading lately? What's your favorite color, food, song? This is very basic stuff. This is like your like first date, coffee date conversation. What do people call this? Small talk. Write that down. This is small talk. How many of us hate small talk? Hands up. I want to see small talk haters. Hey, Bryce, that's the name of your next band, the Small Talk Haters. Okay? Small talk. Now, when you get into agreement on the small talk, now imagine this, Connie. I say to you, hey, what have you been reading lately? And Connie goes, I don't read. Oh, where do you go from here?
Try another one.
Well, you could try another one, or I could say, hey, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I don't really like reading either.
Yeah.
And now we're back in agreement. Now, watch this. I go, hey, Connie, what have you been reading lately? And tell me you don't read.
I'm reading the clothes.
Oh, she's reading the clothes. Hey, great. Awesome. We created agreement. If I say to her, hey, what have you been reading? And she goes, I don't read. And I go, well, you're stupid. Now how do you feel? Oh, well, now we're back. Look where we went back to. Ego. Her ego comes out. My ego comes out. It's over. So your job as a salesperson is to create always agreement. No disagreement. Hey, Dick, remember you say, well, all the time? We're training him to stop saying, well, because well's implying a disagreement. How about people, here's one you say, Sean, I told you not to say this anymore. I go, hey, what have you been reading lately? And he goes, oh, I've been reading, let's say, Harry Potter. That's great. And he goes, no, but it's great. And I'm like, why are you saying no? You're creating this. He goes, no, yeah. No, yeah. What? Take that caca out of your vocabulary. Don't say no, yes. My dad does that too. He goes, no, yeah. And what that comes from is that's your ego trying to be right. Because you want to say no to get the ego hit, and then you're like, yeah, I actually agree with you.
There was no makes sense.
No makes sense. What? That is violating the agreement. When you violate the agreement, guys, you go back to level 0. Write that down. You go right to the bottom. So you must agree at all costs. I have people say, Stefan, you're a monster. You're the worst person, blah, 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 and you're so ugly. I say, yeah, I can see why you think that. And now they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say next. Jose, come up here. I want to show this to everybody. So one of my sales trainers, one of my mentors, he did this. He said, Stefan, come here and push on my hand. So this is two people disagreeing. Pizza, spaghetti, peanut butter, jelly, Regina, Winnipeg, whatever, right? Some disagreement. Now imagine I start agreeing with him. Look what I'm doing to him now. Oh, yeah. And what can you do? You can't do anything. If this was martial arts, you could do this and put him on the ground. Because we use his own momentum against him. Give him a round of applause. So when they're pushing force in, you draw them in further. I really hated your book. Oh, yeah, awesome. Well, tell me about that. Tell me why. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I did say that. Okay, yeah. Well, you're obviously very bright. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you are. And they go, wow, well, I like you now. I'm glad you like me now. Now, guys, look, here's the thing. Some of you guys might have resistance to this and say, well, I don't want to agree with them if I don't actually agree. Is this about you or is this about them? When you say things like, I don't like that, look where we go. Level 0 back to your ego. Now, here's the thing. You can have your ego or you can have money. What would you rather have? Have the money.